Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a Lego set, and I'm going to put my bandana on because I forgot to do it before the stream started. I'm just going to do that right there because who cares? First and foremost, I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego site the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. Um, we are in the intro portion of our stream, and I am going to just go ahead and let you know. I mentioned it in the pre-roll thing. Lastbrick's here. How Lastbrick? Oh, also JL. Jay Luthi is here. Um, uh, I'm having connectivity issues. I have been dropping frames. I is currently thunderstorming. Now, originally I was like, "Oh, cool, it's raining." I'm excited about that because that means I don't have to water plants tomorrow because that has become my daily job around here, and I don't enjoy it. I don't get any appreciation out of doing it. I'm happy to help my family out. This is a thing that I can do to help. So I'm more than willing and welcome the opportunity to help them. I just don't care about it. I'm kind of tired of watering plants. So thunderstorms mean I don't have to do that. Now, unfortunately, so I'm dropping frames here. I've dropped like almost 1,000 frames, which is we're in the percentages. We're not even in dot percentages here right now. According to OBS, since I started streaming, I have dropped 6% of my frames, and that's a lot of frames. So I apologize for that. But yeah, even if the storm ends in a minute, it still could be bad. If I get disconnected, please bear with me. Please continue to hang out. And I apologize if you're watching this later on YouTube. You didn't get any of this. If you're watching the VOD, you definitely got this. But yeah, if it becomes unmanageable, we'll call it quits early. We can do that, folks. And also, if it becomes unreasonable for you, feel free to go watch another streamer or catch me later. Come back on Wednesday when I'm playing Dorf Romantic, or Thursday where I continue this Lego build. You've got options. And also, that that doesn't apply just to tonight. I should make that clear. I think people know. If you're not vibing with what I'm putting out there, feel free to not watch. I'm not begging you. I mean, I like when people watch when the numbers go up and the numbers are good. The numbers are great. And when the numbers are bad, that isn't good. But like, I don't want to put people in a position where they feel like they don't want to be here because there's a lot of internet out there, a lot of people on Twitch doing stuff. So I know some people don't love the Lego as much as the model kits, and some people don't like the video game streams, and I get all that, and that's fine. I'm excited to continue to work on this kit because I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot to this Lego set. Oh boy, I've just been dropping frames here. Yeah. Luckily, so far I haven't been disconnected, which is great. But yeah, this is not good. But yeah, we did the police vehicle here. Again, I've never seen an episode of Stranger Things, so I don't get the references that are laid out in this. But like, this is a cool set. Got a cool chair in there, good bedroom. 80s phone on the wall, the Christmas lights thing. There's gonna be more Christmas lights coming in. We got the backyard, and then basically it's gonna be like this, but then upside down, there will be the dark version, and it'll be like, oh, here is the bed, but the bed is made out of dark blue pieces, and not this, but all of it is dark and black, and oh, here's the wanted thing or the missing person thing, but on the bottom it's all in black, and like this piece is tan, but on the the upside down it's gray. That's what we're going for. So it's like the spooky version. I don't think they do the spooky car, which is fine. They don't do the spooky police vehicle. But yeah, but they do like the spooky version of the bench, the upside down bench. And then there's also like vines and stuff. There's like these things. These things are all over the place to denote spookiness. I gather. This is the things I gather. Like I said, I have no real actual reference to any of this. I just have applied knowledge based on like knowing enough pop culture. Like, I know Barb is a person, and I know like 11 is a person because of cosplay. Like, I know that kind of stuff, but I really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Stranger Things. Like, the D&D references are great because they're D&D references. So I'm like, cool. I know what that is. Great. Give it a little time to see. Right now, we appear to be settled a little bit. Maybe our bit rate is settled. I haven't had to drop frames in a hot second. That's good. Maybe a few more folks will come join us tonight. That would be nice. Spen's here. Welcome. Uh, Spen Pie Desu is here. The T is here. The T says, I've never seen Stranger Things and don't care about it, but I'm here because I'm curious about the upside down thing. Yeah, the T, as you can see in the photo, and we'll go to the overhead in a minute. Basically, it's kind of cool. We're going to build the whole set, and then we're going to build the opposite of it. So, like, the upside down of it. But we start by building it regular, and then it flips together. And I don't, look, I don't pretend to know how that works, but it is a thing of, like, I've been sorting the pieces because I should say for folks that haven't been watching these streams since last week when we started, this is a used kit. This is a pre-owned kit from a friend of mine. And normally in a kit that's 2,200 pieces, I would highly recommend that you just open one bag at a time as instructed and knoll each bag and not knoll the whole thing. So I've been slowly going through the sorted bags and putting pieces that I need out. And I've given myself permission to not be too worried if I like mess up something here and there. If I use a silver peg in like this, sometimes I can't tell if it's supposed to be silver or dark gray, and it wouldn't be a problem in a normal build. This is not a normal build, and I've given myself permission to feel okay about that, and I think that'll be fine. I'm going to retweet my tweet. Let's get building here. We're looking pretty stable right now as far as frames go. Hopefully everything will be okay. And if the internet is going to be wonky, then it is, and I apologize. And as I said, oh, of course, we just dropped some frames there. As I said, the YouTube archive will not be a problem because that is a local recording. So hopefully everything will be all right, but I do apologize. Do you have a Lego remover tool thing? I got one in my life. Somebody's here. Yes, so I do have the brick separator. The brick separator is incredibly important for stuff like this. For any kind of Lego set, even the sets that like 100-piece sets that don't come with it, I have a few of these that I keep. Always make sure I have around for these kind of builds because getting the set in pieces is what I got. I got it in sections because they just like, took apart components and then sent me it. It was very easy to take this all the way apart with this, like even pieces that are tough. My nails don't have me anymore, hate me anymore because of the thing. Oh yeah, back in the day when I was a young child, when this was a young man's game, I would use a butter knife. And that's not as good as the brick separator. Big kits will come with one. Small kits, like you just keep track of it. All right, so the car, we got our police vehicle. We've got a lot of kids. We got this thing, which I really like. This like really, hey Jim, welcome. The tease is terrifying indeed. Happy to have you here, Jam. And again, folks, I apologize for my if you are hitting. If things are hitching, if you're having issues, it is not your computer. It is me. It is my internet right now. My connection to the internet is not as good as it could be, and I do apologize for that. But I can't do anything about it. I can't make the thunderstorms go away. And then also, even just resetting. Normally, I would like reset my router a lot more often if it was just me, but I'm in a house with folks, and our cable box is so weird that when you reset the internet, it takes like 15 minutes for the cable box to reset. So if you reset the router, it's just a huge pain. So I try to never reset the router, even if it might make things better. So we are doing the outside here. I've got a few pieces that we're putting on the outside. I'm going to kind of try to tackle this like sideways so you can kind of see what I'm doing from the overhead. It's not perfect. There's no good way to build a large set like this and have it be very easy for you to see. And you can kind of see some of the components here that I've built, that I've knolled, that I've put together outside. But yeah, I mean, a smaller thing I can kind of build on an angle so you can really see what I'm doing. That is not necessarily doable in this kind of a setting. All right. So yeah, unfortunately, we've got a little bit of an unstable connection. It is a big image of me building stuff, which I think is hopefully better than if it was a video game. I could see that being very frustrating. So, all right, and we got a little table there. Um, biggish news of the day. Oh, we're done with that. Was bag 4. Now we're into bag 5, which doesn't really mean anything to me, but it is working. Oh, we're working now on the porch area here, so we're going to build out our porch. We've got 5 of these tall ones and some connectors to go on top of that. Big thing for me today, I did some work outside. We're doing our summer cleaning stuff because hey, you can't do spring cleaning in South Carolina, outdoor spring cleaning because of all the pollen. And this year was a very bad year for pollen. There was just so much pollen, so you can't really do that kind of spring cleaning. So instead we've been doing summer cleaning. So I went and did a bunch of work outside, and that was fine, but not great. And then shortly before the stream, I was waiting for it. I was wondering when it was going to happen, and it did. Harold is hosting the stream. Thank you, Harold. Appreciate that. Now we have submissions for PAX Online. PAX Online, which will be taking place instead of PAX East and PAX South, will be happening again. Happened last year, and submissions are open. I don't think the cleaning cares what season it is. Yes, the cleaning doesn't care, but usually it's spring cleaning, but you can't really do outdoor spring cleaning in these parts. PAX Online submissions are open. I am submitting one panel that I know of that I was like, I'm definitely submitting this panel. Other panels I might be interested in submitting that I'm producing, but I know one of them. I can tell you what it is. I'm going to submit Pat Bear's Anime Club. It was very fun to do last year. Original plans were to do it at other PAX conventions, and couldn't do them in person. Cleaning don't care, indeed. Pat Bear's Anime Club is a panel that I will be doing. I would love to see some Pat Bear panels. Well, I hope you will. We did it last year at PAX Online, and I did Pat Bear's Anime Club, and it was a lot of fun. And I think there is an audience for it, especially at a live show. The online is a little different. It feels a little different, but I do think it works really well. Also, to me, oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Harold. Harold saying it turned out great. To me, the thing that worked well for it was it is a panel you can easily do like pre-recorded. It doesn't have to have a live audience. A live audience feels great for that because we did it live at PAX East, the last PAX East that happened last year. We did that live, and that felt really great because there were a ton of people there to kind of like cheer for shows. Like it's this incredible, great feeling that I wasn't prepared for. We're like, hey, I want to talk about this show, and there'd be like, I think I had like 500 people in the crowd, 400 people for the first one, the live one, and like, which is great for a first-time panel. But there'd be people who were just like, they said the thing that I like and that none of my friends know about, and like, it didn't occur to me that I would be able to do that for people. Like, it hadn't occurred to me that would be somebody would get that. They would get to have that experience. So we're putting the roof on here, and the roof leans over this, which is kind of neat. So it connects to the side, but it goes over the pieces. I think that's kind of cool. So we'll get most of this roof on here, and put the roof on like that. But yeah, I think that looks very sharp. And then we just got to do the other roof there. So it was really fun to do a Pat Bear's Anime Club in front of a live audience. But the online audience was fun because it had been pre-recorded. I was in chat on the Discord and answering questions and kind of people being like, wait, which show are you talking about? And I would say the name of it because, I knew what we were going to talk about. Also, it's really fun to get to do stuff. somebody made the comment, and it wasn't an incorrect comment. They said, uh, I love that Pat has found a way for people I already like to do stuff they want to do, um, which is true because it's like the majority of my guests, all of them, have been people from Loading Ready Run or associated with that because those are people that I know really enjoy anime. And also already go to PAX or have a relationship with PAX. So I don't have to start with, hey, do you want to talk about PAX? And also, they know me and they know who I am. And so they're interested in doing something with me. And that is rad. Hello, Mr. Bob. Welcome. I am having a bit of connection issues here. There's a thunderstorm happening right above me. So I'm having a bit of connection issues, so I do apologize for that. Working on this big old Lego set, doing the Stranger Things, the upside down. We're doing the top half here of the house, and it's already. We started halfway through Monday's stream last week, so we're making some progress, but it also is a lot of work. So let me see. I need three of these. But yeah, doing Pat Bear's Anime Club with people, I get a chance to just let people who already want to do that kind of do something. In the same way, Improvised Postmortem was my way of having people that want to goof around and talk about video games and be silly and do a comedy show. It's my attempt to allow them the opportunity to do a comedy show like that. And yeah, it just makes me feel good to give them an opportunity like that. All right, so we got to put these brown, or not brown, but we got to put these like stone pavers, I guess, is what we're looking at here. This is lined up like this. So I gotta go. I don't understand this kit the first time you post it. Oh yeah, yes, that it does look like if you're looking at this from the photo that I have, it is like, wait, what's going on? Like, I do think that this kit, for people that are super into the show, this kit must kick so much ass. And I say that because I don't know if it does or not. Like, I don't know if this is, for some people, like, the coolest shit, because this is not a show that I have any real connection to. But this, like, I think about those things like sets that are like, oh, this is, you know, like, if you get all the subtleties of this, this is probably pretty dang cool. I had no idea there was a double house. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very cool that this is like, this is the underside of that house. That is what we're doing here. Sorry, I'm trying to get these pavers right because I want to make sure that they look right on the other side as well when it's time to do that. All right, so we did that. Doing some of the backyard stuff here. There is a Lego. I don't think there's a Lego Barb. I believe Lego Barb is missing. I believe Barb is already missing. I can't remember. Let me dig in and find. I don't have all of the people out and about. Sorry, I have so many bags because I sorted all of this. Is there Barb? No, I don't have Barb. I have a bunch of characters, but I don't have Barb. Yeah. Great phrasing, Pat. Yeah. Barb is missing. I do understand that. Like, I get that part of it. Okay, so we got stacks of things here. Again, because this kit was owned by a friend of mine who sent it to me, which is fucking rad. I didn't have to do any of these decals because this is a pre-owned kit, which I have never built one of those before, and that's kind of fun to take a kit apart that someone made already. All right, so we got to put this. We're looking at this side of the kit now, and we're going to put these here. We need this, and we need 2 pieces there, and 1 connector there. All right, so I got to find the pieces. That is the thing. I'm knolling as I go. This is not I don't have every piece on the table that I'll need to build here, but I do have all the pieces I need for a bunch of steps into bag 2, and then I will just continue on my off time to know more pieces and get things ready. But it does mean that, like, some colors I have a lot of pieces out for, and I kind of have to just get ready for that. or anticipate that that is just going to take a while, and it will. There'll be some colors of pieces here that are just going to take a little while for me to find where they are on my table, on the build space, because I only have so much space. But yeah, so PAX Online, I'll be submitting. Um, it was already, someone already tweeted at the League of Heels account, which led me to post. I have no plans to organize a League of Heels show. The idea of trying to get that together, like a pre-record together, like I could probably get people to send me promos and stitch together a bunch of promos, but the idea of like doing that, like I've never had more free time in my life, and I still don't have time for that. I do not have time for that to put together anything. The concept of doing that as a live show is so ridiculous to me that I was like, no, we're not going to do a pre-record or a live show like in front of an audience. Like that's just not going to happen. It would be really fun if I didn't have to do it. I might think that that was cool as hell, but since I do have to do it, no. All right, so we got to put a wizard hat up here. Up, but the peg that has to go into it came out, so I got to get that back in. So we got our wizard's hat here. Put our wizard hat in there. Oops, do I have the wrong? I do. This is the wrong piece in here. This needs to be a white piece that has a hole in the top so that it can go on the peg. So I had the wrong one, folks. That's going to happen. That's honestly the thing like that wouldn't happen if I was doing, bags at a time. But since I can't do that, I now have to go and dig in through and find the bag I have that has white Lego pieces in it and get that out. And then find the clear, or it's not clear. I have to find the one that has a hole in the top of it because that is the one that will go in there. So these are different, but from the photo here, you can't tell that these are different. That is in the booklet, but these are two different things. So that'll be an extra. Deal with that later. Some League of Heels would be awesome too. Probably be super hard to make happen. Yeah, I mean that's the real thing. Is it would just be trying to get like. It's one thing to be like, hey, you're already going to PAX. Will you come to this thing? Like even if we did like an 11-person version, it's so hard to be like, hey, you're already. It's one thing, yeah, like I said, to be like you're already going to be there. Will you come and do this thing? If you're available at this time, come here. It's another to be like, hey, I need you to be at this like recording we're doing between now and then, or if you're not going to be at this recording, can you be like shoot a video and send it to me and then like having to hound people to make sure they do it. Like if somebody who is in like who has like helped write a show or helped pitch a show or helped like produce the event, if somebody comes to me with an idea that they want to do, I'd be more than willing to listen to it, but that is not an invitation for feedback from the audience on how to make that show happen. But yeah, I just don't think it is very unlikely that I would do that panel like that. As far as doing something like I am currently considering, because I have some time. I don't know when submissions are actually. I don't know when submissions are due for this. Let me see. Did they write in when they're due? Oh yeah, May 20th. Okay, so I have 17 days to submit. I am kind of considering a improvised postmortem. It would be a different version. I think it would have less people in it so it might be like different like sections. Because there's just too many people. Like that's just the crosstalk wouldn't work, and part of the real fun of it is having people come up and kind of improvise with each other. All right, so I am looking right now. I have to look in all my gray for a light gray piece that has it is not it's screen printed. It is not a label. It is like every once in a while you'll find those Lego pieces that are like machine printed with a logo on them, and I just have to find that piece. And there's so much gray here, like that I've pre-did, that it's clear. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it was just underneath something and I couldn't find it. 404ing it Herald is that's a little tough because it involves video. So one of the if you watch the first Pat Bear's Anime Club, well, thank you, I appreciate that. I love it. So if you watch the first Pat Bear's Anime Club that took place at PAX East in 2020, it had video in it. People showed some video and we talked over it. I had somebody else running audio for that, and anytime I did 404 again, I would have somebody else helping me balance audio in the room. Um, to do that at a at a PAX, in that case, it would be very hard to do because the people who I'm recording it with, that would be it would just be rough. If you get what I'm saying, yeah. Because I would have my guests would have to hear the same audio, watch the same video. It would be a hard thing to record. I do want to say this weapon. This is usually a weapon in Lego. This is often a gun in Lego or part of a laser blaster. And turning it around and putting this recorder, this piece of plastic on here with the tape on it, makes this a camcorder, and I love that. So now there's a camcorder here up here. That is very cool. I just think that is a neat touch and a cool piece of gear. And now we got to build Christmas lights. You gotta string some Christmas lights. Oops, I hit this. Sorry about that. That are gonna go here on this, like in the space set. Yes. So that is usually a gun, but in this case, it is now an oldish timey camcorder, and I just think that is a great application of this. All right, so we need 2 of these, and then we're gonna have 3 colors. I don't know where did I not get the blue, or did I put it somewhere else? I might not have pulled the blue. I might have to dig in and find the light blue because I don't see it. Yeah, so I might have missed that. I will probably miss a few things here and there, I have come to realize, because I've been going through, I went through and set aside all the pieces I needed, but there's definitely exists the possibility that I missed a step here and there. So if I can't find a piece, I'll have to dig through the bags. That only came up a couple times in the last stream, so that was good. But we'll see. But yeah, there definitely exists the possibility that I just like missed a piece here and there. 2, 4, 5. I need 1 more of these. There's so many 90s guns that are decorative parts now. Yes. Well, the same thing. Like this kit uses the lightsaber piece as a lamp, and it uses it twice because of the whole upside down element of it. And I think that is a great reuse of a piece. There it is. All right, so we got all this. I gotta dig in to 1 bag here because it looks like I didn't pull the light blue, the clear blue things here that I need for lights. So I gotta find that, and let's see. Do I have 2 clear blue in here? It also could have fallen somewhere, but hopefully didn't. Oh yeah, we'll dig in. I got clear orange. I got clear yellow. Yeah, these, I don't know if, I think the clear blue is not in this bag. Oh, there's a single blue, but I only see 1 of them. So let me dig in here. Yeah, that might have been something that I pulled and then can't find, which, like I said, is certainly a possibility of things because it's a little bit of a mess in here. All right, we'll just do a different color, and I'm not going to care about that. If it turns up, it turns up. If I'm using a piece that I shouldn't have, I'm using a piece that I shouldn't have, and we'll figure it all out. It'll be fine, y'all. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, I love that they reuse pieces. I think that's fantastic. Lego saved itself by stop making one-off pieces. Yes. Lots of Star Wars sets. Indeed. They have a lot of lightsabers. So you could just use, here it is. I have one because I'm going to need it for the upside down. Look at this. That's just the lightsaber piece. That piece is just lightsaber. We're going to use it to make a lamp later. That's a perfectly great idea. I think it's fantastic. All right. I am not going to worry about exactly where these colors go. I'm just going to put them on here. I am okay with this not being perfect. I think that is fine. As long as they're in the right place. I don't care if they're the wrong color. They just have to line up right, and I'll twist them around. And then 3 go on this side. But yeah, like I said, I think one of these is supposed to be blue, and it's not blue, and that's okay. And there. But if I come across that blue, I can always fix it later. And this goes from here. Oops. Yeah, so improvise post-mortem. If I do improvise post-mortem, it is going to be, it's going to have to be a slightly different incarnation of it. 404ing it doesn't really work because I need my guests to be able to watch video and react to it in the moment. And that's kind of a tough ask for the format. So I think I'm, oh, this has got to go here. So yeah, so right now, that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. And then I put it out there to people, and I'll probably say it again. If people want to have me on their panels, I'd be happy to join some panels and do some stuff. I've been thrilled to do that in the past and would love to do it again. All right, so there's some Christmas lights. Christmas lights are now added to the piece. This hat keeps wanting to fall off, which is annoying. So we'll try to get that hat back on. Nope, that did not work. Trying to get this hat to stay on. Hopefully, I won't be touching it, and it will just stay on. Oops. And now this boxes. These records fell. I assume those are records. Or there might be other monster manuals. There we go. Hat's in. Move it on. Now we got to build parts that contain, I think, the rest of the roof? Yeah, the rest of this roof. We got to put more roof on here. I'm not going to, yeah. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. I know that my internet connection hasn't been as stable as it often is. So I appreciate people dealing with that and putting up with this annoyance. I appreciate that, and I do apologize. But yeah, excited to do some pack stuff. I have one confirmed guest for the Pet Bears Anime Club panel that I'll be submitting. I'm waiting to hear from another guest. I am not going to say who they are, even if they've confirmed, until the panel gets approved, because things change, and it could just be something of like, hey, we've got to record these days, and they might have issue trying to get things recorded. Also, I'm going to continue just to do 2 guests. I did 3 guests the first time I did the show because it was live with an audience, and it was fine to do that. But I am not. Well, the main thing that happened was it was like really fun to do, but then also I was like, I don't know if we had to rush through things. That's what I'm trying to say. We really had to rush through the panel when I had 3 guests and myself. Hey, Lord Crashes, and welcome. Working on a Lego set. I'm having connectivity issues here, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, run into some internet issues. Just fun times on the. We got thunderstorms over here, and so my internet is not doing great. All right, so this is going to help us slant the roof there, and they have to be on an angle, which is neat. So we will do that. Put this here, and yeah, excited. Look, the thing is, getting a PAX panel, which I'm hopefully gonna get. I can't imagine. I can imagine a world where it doesn't get approved. That certainly is a possibility. I would hope that I would get my panel approved, but it's possible. But hey, having something to look forward to sounds fucking great. Because right now, I got stuff. I got like, oh, this is the thing I want to do on stream, and oh, I'm excited about this game coming out, and oh, this will be kind of neat. But I don't got a lot right now that I'm like, oh, a lot of it is like, oh, cool. Um, this badass, where is it? I got it here. This badass model kit is coming in the. It's gonna get mailed out sometime in May. I have that to look forward to. Like, that's not a big thing. That's a thing, and I'm happy about it. Oops, there we go. But that's not like, that's not the same as like, oh, cool, I got this cool panel, and there's going to be other panels of people I really like, and like, that's a different vibe. So I look forward to being excited about a convention. I think we're getting thunderstorms here in Ohio most of the morning tomorrow. Oh, there you go. Well, we got them now, and it has led to my internet not being great. Now, of course, folks that are watching this on YouTube after the fact, the couple of you that do, they're not going to have any issue because my local recording isn't going to have any connectivity problems. I mean, it could have its own problems, I guess, but unlikely. But yeah, here's the thing. First thing I thought of when I saw the weather, when it was going to rain, I didn't think about how it might affect the stream, which I should have. I did just think, oh, cool. I look forward to not having to water plants tomorrow because I'm kind of over it. Like, I talked about this. I don't get satisfaction doing it. I'm happy to help my folks and have this be a responsibility of mine, a chore, if you will. I am fine with that, but I don't, I don't look at plants and go, good thing I watered that. Like, looking good, potted plant in the front yard. Like, I don't think about it. And I know that there are other people out there that do think about that, and they're like, hell yeah, look how good my garden is. That's just never been me. Like, yeah, I just don't have that in me. Okay, so how does this look? Two prongs on there. We'll find out very quickly if I did this wrong at any step. We'll know pretty quickly because it won't work when we go to put on the roof. But yeah, we're building the last part of the roof. We're getting close to finishing this and then starting on the underside of it, the upside down, I should say. The nomenclature of the thing. We're not there yet. We're getting close to starting on the underside, which means I'm gonna have this whole piece that like I'll just be done with. That's fun. I invested in a dual zone hose timer a while back. Best lawn care product. Yeah. So, Mr. Bob, like, there's a sprinkler system in this house outside for the front yard, the backyard. It just doesn't hit everything, and it doesn't hit, especially it doesn't. They don't have it turned on every day, so the other days you gotta water. And it doesn't hit certain potted things that are like too high or like in the like are by like right by the house. So I can't. So I still gotta water. Oh, it's a whole thing. I never want to own a lawn. Life goal, no lawn. Like the tea. It's the thing, right? Like, uh, luckily here, South Carolina has not come up that I have had the need to shovel, right? But I shoveled so much in my life that I kind of like realized I was like, oh, I never want to live in a house with like a driveway that I have to shovel or like steps or anything like that. And luckily, don't have that down here. But we do have the whole like gotta uh, gotta take care of, it's like gotta water the lawn because sometimes there's just too much lawn, and that is just not a thing that the lawn needs watering because we haven't had enough days where it's been like raining. It's just the thing that I'm like, no, I'm good. All right, so where's this gonna go? This goes, wait, this goes like this. No, wait, where does this goes? And goes in front. I put this on wrong. I'm going to go back. I did this wrong. This piece goes here. So what, does it just snap next to it? No. Okay, I put this together. I put this together wrong, and now I'm going to fix it. Because that goes like that. Okay, slow down, pull back, breathe, make sure I'm doing this right. Doing that. This goes like this. This goes with 1 over, like that. And then this goes 2 over, like that. 2 over. And this goes like that. And then this goes here like this, which is 1 over there. And then that connects back here. Great. Got it. And then this connects to the front of it. And I didn't do this right either. So I got to do this. I got to just pull back, make sure I'm doing this right. So now, if I did this correctly, I didn't. I did. Okay. Far enough south that I can drive through most snow with a hatchback. It's the best. Yeah, that is helpful. All right, so folks, that was probably very interesting and enjoyable for you listening to me going, I did it. I didn't. I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. But I did actually do it. At this point, I can say 2, 4, 6, and then 2 flats. All right. Getting the roof together. The nice thing is, when I do like doing the upside down is basically doing this, except that there's also like vines that have to go places. Like it's like do what you did on the top, only also put this on there, and then put like weird spiky things that stick up. Like put these pieces in as well, and it's just like okay, sure, I'll do that too. With just like dark colors. It's like, okay, that sounds great. Then put these here. Good night. Harold, you have a great rest of your night. Thanks for being here. As always, thanks for hosting the stream. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Wednesday, I'm playing Dorf Romantic. Or Dorf Romantique. I don't know how it's pronounced. But I'll be playing that on Wednesday because I like it. And I think every time I'm like, I think I'm getting better at this, and I don't know for sure if that's true, but I am having more fun with it. It's like a single player Carcassonne with the quests of like Ticket to Ride, and it's just a good time. And it's in early access, and I like supporting early access games. I'm looking forward to more updates. I'm going to check to see if there are any updates before Wednesday's stream. But yeah, I just think it's neat. It's just a neat looking game. All right, so this goes on here. Then this goes here. This goes there. And that goes there. Hooray! And then we got to put more of this roofing on. 2 and 2. We're going to do that. Did somebody say board games? Yes, the T. So, Dorf Romantic is a game I'll be playing on Wednesday. And it's a tile-based game. You get a bunch of tiles like in the corner, like stacked up, and you can't see what the lower ones are, and they're 6-sided, and then you just place them, and then you're placing them next to each other on a board. So it's a little bit like a single player Carcassonne, and you have quests that you're trying to fulfill, like, and it'll say there like, hey, let's link up 8 village things together, as if you had cards like from Ticket to Ride. And it's still in early access. It's very soothing and fun. There's a leaderboard, which is kind of neat. And when you complete tasks, you get more tiles, so you can build it out. It's a very chill game. I played it a few times here on stream, and I'm excited to play more of it and to dedicate a whole stream to just that. Because usually I've been doing it like, I'm going to play this demo for another thing, and then we'll go into Dorf Romantic. This one's like, no, this is just Dorf Romantic. Checking it out. It's in early access on Steam. I don't know if it's anywhere else. But I have been thoroughly enjoying my time with it, and I wanted to play it more, so we're gonna play it more. Also, I didn't want to buy any new games, so I didn't buy any new games. Eventually, I'll have to buy more. Interesting. But I do like board games for playing them with other people. I totally hear what you're saying, the T. Playing games with other people is very fun. But that's, also sometimes just cool to kind of do things on your own. Taking out the competitive nature of a game like that is still, to me, kind of neat. And so I have been enjoying my time with it. But I can also, totally get that. Yeah, there's fun to play those games with other people. I'm having fun with my D&D group. I haven't talked about it in a little while. I don't have like a big update with that, but I want to give like a minor, small update that it's still fucking really fun and really good. And we're having a good time. We're getting pretty silly with the rules. I will just report that my Echo Knight has come to begrudgingly accept help from my Echo. He's not thrilled that this other half orc keeps showing up to do stuff. Still would prefer to handle things on his own, but he's appreciating that at the very least he can admit through some persuasion from another party member, he can admit that the other orc that keeps showing up that looks a lot like him is strong, and he appreciates that there's a strong half orc like showing up to do stuff. So that's been very silly. If you haven't been keeping up, like I barely talk about too much because it is not a monetized thing. It is a thing that we just do for fun. I'm in a D&D crew, and I'm playing a half orc Echo Knight, who so basically I'm a fighter, but I can summon echoes that look just like me to fight with me. And my character choice is that my Echo Knight doesn't understand that, doesn't get it, is doing it instinctively, and is often annoyed that another half orc keeps coming out of nowhere to like fight battles that are for that, the idea of being mad at a shadow or an echo to me is very funny. It also means that I can play a grumpy character that is not mad at the other people in my party, because that's not fun. Because we're here to have fun, and it's fun to be like an obnoxious, annoying character, but that's not always fun to be around. So I don't want to be like aggro with the people I'm playing with. So instead, I'm aggro with myself, and that is just, I don't know. I think it's a fun trait. And if it gets tiresome, then yeah, eventually I'll have a showdown with myself. Or at any point, somebody could get lucky with rolls and have inspiration and get me to understand what my character to understand what an Echo Knight is, and that it's just I'm so strong that I'm summoning a helper that's also me. Like if someone could pull that off, like I would be fine with that. I would not fight that, but they got to pull that off. They got to figure out a way to get me to understand that. And so far no one has made the push to do that. Okay, so I think I didn't pull out. Oh no, they're light gray. That's why I can't find them. Here they are. I couldn't find these in the dark gray because they're the light gray. This is one of those pieces that has like a little LED in there, or a little battery for a light. And you press it, it lights up. So I got that little orange light that's going here on the roof. Why, I don't know. It's got a little diffuser, which is interesting. We'll probably see more of that in the future, I guess. But yeah, again, broken record. Sorry about all the internet connectivity issues. We're coming up towards the 10 o'clock hour here locally, where I will, of course, do a pause for the calls to talk ways you can support the channel and all of that. And then we'll get back to building. And I'll talk about the 3 anime shows that I've been watching that I could talk about. Did I do this right? This looks right. This looks right. And then it goes like this. But these don't seem to snap in properly, so... Oh, no, they do. Okay. Yep, and then I can hit this and it'll light something up. What it lights up, I don't know. It might just be a light that hits the reflective things there. I don't know. We'll find out. But we can find out right now because I'm about to put the roof on this. Also, that could be a reference to something that I don't know because, as I've said, not somebody that watches the show. All right, so I got to get this roof on here. I got to get this hat to go in the right place. Damn wizard hat. Urgh. I got to get this right because once I put the roof on, it's going to be really hard to fix this. But yeah, we'll take a pause for the cause in a little bit. Again, sorry about the all internet here. Hopefully on Wednesday it won't be a problem because I'm playing a video game and that'll be way worse. But thanks for sticking around, everybody. That's sticking around. We obviously got more stream, got another hour of this, unless, you know, I gotta quit, but hopefully I don't have to quit tonight. And then, yeah, this just doesn't want to go in right. This like just doesn't want to do what it wants to do here, because this hat is meant to go on someone's head, and instead I'm putting a peg in there and then pushing a thing through it, and it doesn't really do what it wants to do, what they designed it to do. And then these things keep falling, and that's bad. All right, now let's try to put this roof on here. This roof is going to line up like this. And it goes into those pegs. There. That did it. Cool. And then, oh yeah, all right. So a feature of this is there's a button here you can press, and then it shines a light. It's definitely hard to see there. Yeah, it shows a light on like maybe it's approximating like a Christmas tree. You can shine a light on those letters, which is definitely something important to the show. I know that much. What that actually is important, I don't remember the specifics. I cannot tell you, but I know that that is somehow important. So that's a cool feature. This is also just fucking neat. It's just cool. But that is almost all of the parts of the house. We got a little bit of the exterior to put on here. We've got to build basically some sort of chimney-ish thing. Is this layered right? Actually, I think I didn't put this on right. Okay, well, now I get to see if I can take this off. Because I think this is actually supposed to be down one more. Yes, this is supposed to be down one more. I didn't put the roof on right. So I gotta try to take the roof off here. Ugh. Okay, so I got one half of the roof off with minor issues. With only one piece coming off. And then the other side I should be able to... Yes, okay. I got that off mostly fine. I got to put these back on where they belong there. Oops. The hat fell off again because it's bad. It's a bad hat. Try to get this roof back on before we take our pause for the cause. But I am excited about getting like the top half done. We still have to build like all the trees and stuff because that'll go next to it. But if I can get this done, I'll be pleased. At least this part of it done. That'll be good. I'll try to get this on right or correct. That'll be good. All right, let's try to get this on, and then yeah, so this is gonna go. Basically, I need there to be a space here, so it has to overlap more because there has to be a chimney here. So that goes there, that goes there. Great. There's more of an overlap. There was like a gap before. Now there's not a gap. This hat did fall off again. I do not care enough. I'll get it on there, but I don't think. This is one of those things where I'm like, well, I'm not sending this out to anybody, so I might just fucking glue this hat in place because it is being fucking annoying. I don't need this. I don't need this hat in my life. This hat that doesn't want to like peg through. There. Hopefully it'll stay this time. Anyway, let's get this this part of the roof done, and then we'll do the other part uh, uh, that we have to do later. Basically, we're going to be just putting some panels on the front of it here. But let's try to get these. We need these, and we need these. And then we'll take a pause for the calls. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel, talk about stuff that's coming up, videos you can watch on my YouTube, all that good stuff. And then we'll get into, more model kit building. Pat, they made a whole movie about how that's bad. Oh yeah. I mean, look, I hear you, Lashbrook, but I guess that is the plot of it. That these things shouldn't be on display, and you should love them and play with them. And Lego is meant to be played with, and all that other stuff. And I get that, but also, if it's going to live on your shelf, you don't want pieces falling over it, so you do what you gotta do. Lego is meant to be played with, but also you don't have to. You can sometimes just fucking do it as you want to do it. All right, so I got all the pieces I need for the next step, but we're going to come back to that. I'm going to pull my chair forward a little bit here. Okay. So I'm going to take a pause for the cause. This is my, if you're watching the stream for the first time, hi, welcome. Happy to have you here. If you're old hat here, you've been here a while, you know the drill at this point. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. You're under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to talk about here. These are just things you could do if you wanted to. If you're new, hi, make sure you're following me. Hit the follow button, turn your notifications on. Hi, Aristofan, happy to have you here. Do master builders use glue on the giant Lego statues? Dirty. I believe that some people do use glue for structural pieces, things they know how to build when they have their teams put things together. But I don't know exactly because I've not spent a lot of time in the world of master builders for Lego. But I could imagine for things that are delicate that you do whatever you gotta do, like even means putting tape in the back of a thing, using glue, whatever gets you where you need to go. But yeah, if you're a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat into chat. Let the people know. Subscribing is a great way to support what I do here. And again, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, get back to building as soon as I can. You get tier 2 emote, which is the site, the moat. But yeah, being a subscriber, using your $5 a month by having your credit card hooked up to Twitch. You can use your Twitch Prime gaming token on me if you'd like. If you have your Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch Prime, you can use that. I would love it. You could gift a sub to somebody. Air gifted a sub on Saturday, which is very nice. Gift a sub to somebody in the community. And if you've been gifted a sub, you can convert that, and it won't charge you till your gift sub is over. Right now, we're at 50 subscribers. I would love to stay at 50. I know we're going to drop down, and that's okay. It happens. I would love to get back up to 50 once that does happen. So consider becoming a subscriber. It means a lot. You don't have to do it, but you're welcome to, and I would always appreciate it. Another way to support what I do is my Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You can find all these links in the show description below. Patreon, $1 tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. The $3 tier and above get to vote on what I do on my Wednesday stream. Once a month, I put up a poll. That'll be the following Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday. So that'll be, let me look up the date of that. That will be the 12th. They get to decide what I build on the 12th. If you're a $5 tier, you get all my videos a day early or the night before. I always put them up early for people. And folks that are $10 a month get to vote on what I build next. So at a certain point, this kit's going to be done probably on Saturday, maybe next Monday. When that ends, there'll be a poll that they can, or towards the end of it, there'll be a poll that my $10 patrons get to vote on what I build next in the future. I'm going to jump the queue on that and build a Lego, the Pac-Man, because that's like a 50-minute build at most. And I just want to build that because it's going to be quick and easy, and it'll be a nice little palette cleanser after this big old Lego set, which we're going to get back to in just a minute. But I do want to promote a couple of things. I have a YouTube, youtube.com/PatBear. It is free to subscribe to, but if you want to join it, you could. Right now I've got one. I am so close to having enough money to get a payout from AdSense on Google. I am so close. I'm checking it now because maybe I did since Saturday. No, I have not yet, but I'm so close to having a payout from them, and then I will be able to buy model kits with that money. But I got to hit the threshold. So that's the thing you could do. Donations, anything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through Patreon, through Twitch, goes to buying model kits and equipment. So you could help me support me that way, and I appreciate it very much. Because once I'm done with a thing, I'm done with it, and then I got to move on to the next thing. Speaking of kits, now I said I'm going to just jump a queue and build the thing I want to build, the Pac-Man, next. But if you'd like to see me build something and you want me to jump the backlog that I have of high grades and Lego and master grades, I have an Amazon wish list. And if you bought something on that, it would come to me in the mail and it would jump the queue. And then I would build the thing next. And I would even shoot a little video about the thing that you got. Like, it's almost an unboxing, but not really. It's just like, hey, it's time to open up the mailbag. What came in the mailbag? It's this thing. I've got Mega Constructs on my list. I've got high grades, master grades, nano blocks, very inexpensive things, very expensive things. Ooh, that dropped in price. That's actually a pretty good price for the Successor. I might end up having to get that. The Successor is just, for some reason, they haven't made a lot extras of that, and that's just a high grade that I wouldn't mind buying. And wouldn't mind spending the money on. But yeah, I got a bunch of things in there. I'd be happy to build them. They're at a variety of prices, and some have Amazon Prime shipping, some don't. But yeah, you could buy something on that. It would come to mail. I'd build it on stream. Alternatively, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store, and then you got to send me a DM on Twitter with the code, because you get in your email, you get that, and then I could buy something from USA Gundam Store, and maybe I would buy a pre-order, probably not. But I might just buy something that you suggest to me as well. And that's if you're just like dead set against, Amazon, which I understand and get. Okay, free stuff. Let's talk about free stuff and then we'll get into building. You could join my Discord. That's free. I post build photos after every stream. People post things they're working on. It's a nice little community of people. Very chill. Sony investing in being a minor investor in Discord and bringing Discord to their service doesn't mean anything for me. It doesn't change how I use Discord. Maybe it'll mean that Discord will crack down on private Discords that are full of garbage people. One would hope. I do not know. I have no insider information on that to let you know that that's what's definitely going to happen. But that would be fucking nice. All right. So 2 videos I would like you to watch. First off, I would like you to watch Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you missed my last week's Pat Bear's Anime Club, I talk about the 4 shows I really am enjoying this season. Are any of those 4 shows I'm going to talk about later tonight? No. None of the shows that I'm watching right now would rank among the best 4 that I'm really, really loving. I like them fine. I mean, one of them I don't, but it's just in a good time, so I'm watching it. Another video you can watch, Baer With Me. That's my reaction video series. In this video that I'm reacting to, I'm reacting to like some martial arts students messing around with a homemade scythe, and it's pretty fucking cool. This coming Wednesday, let me plug this ahead of time. This coming Wednesdays, I flipped the script a bit. It's still a reaction video, but it's a little different. And I enjoyed it, and I think you might enjoy it as well. So I'll say that now. More info to come on that, but it'll be pretty fun, the next one. And that's it. I'm going to talk about some anime. We're going to get back to building. Thank you again. But yeah, if you're not following me, give me a follow. If you're not a subscriber, consider becoming a subscriber. If you want to buy something from my wish list and have me build it, please do. If you watch my videos, subscribe to my YouTube for free, join. Like I said, once I hit the $100, I'm going to buy some model kits, and that'll be great, and I'll have a good size backlog for a bit. Oh, holy shit, that's great. Water. Thumbs up. All right, let's get back into building, and let's talk about some anime. We're going to do 2 sets of these. These are going to be our, like, walls here. I thought they might be chimneys, but I think they're just the walls of the house, so we'll do that. And I'm going to talk to you about Dragon Goes House Hunting. Dragon Goes House Hunting is the story of Letty, a red dragon who has been kicked out of his home because he is a pacifist, kind of cowardly dragon, and his family is sick of him, so they're like, get out there, toughen up or perish. Um, and so he meets an elf real estate agent. He finds homes. He also builds homes. He's also an architect. And his mission is to make dungeons and houses and forests and areas where heroes either don't go or have trouble once they get there. If you're wondering how did dungeons get made, he's the guy that does it. He's also a demon lord, but we don't really dwell on that too much. But he's clearly a demon lord, which is an odd thing, but is pretty cool. So originally I thought, oh, that's a fun premise. This show is about a dragon like visiting places and them not working out, and then they're going to go see other places, right? It is that, but it's also Daria is trying to make this dragon like I don't put Letty through tests, but put Letty through experiences to try to help Letty encourage Letty to grow. And a lot of it is tough love, and I was very surprised about that. I was not expecting that element of the show. So last episode they were in an icy region, and Letty found an egg, a giant egg, and a bird hatched out of it, and immediately called Letty Papa. It's it's like a monster that's also like a snow eagle, and apparently they get very big, but Letty is like, I can't be a papa. I don't know how I would help out. Like, I don't know how I wouldn't do a good job raising this bird. Instead of finding me a place where I can raise the bird, can we find like an adoptive parent? And so we also get the concept of there are monster landlords. There are like low-level, low-powered monsters that live in places. All right, so what piece? That's the very dark one here. Great. So there are low-level monsters that live in these places, and they're protected by big monsters. There's a whole to do. The bird the bird is not interested in having somebody else be their parent other than Letty, which is cute. And two, nobody is really like nobody is like set up to be in a good position for this. They're bad news. And that's probably Darius' plan the whole time, was to like, encourage Letty to stand up. There is a moment where there's a monster that shows up and is like, hey, if you don't want that bird, I'll take that bird. And is like threatening Letty, being like, I can sell that bird to the dwarves. And then he's like, no. And so the guy's like, fine, I'll take those bugbear cubs that are hanging out with you. And he's like, no, you can't. And like Letty like swallows up whatever kind of confidence he has to shoot out like fire. He's like, I'll breathe fire on you. That's what I'll do. He does burn his tongue because he's never really breathed fire before, and he's not effective in it, but he did try. So Daria's like, look, no, you don't want to mess with this guy. He's the dragon flame lord, which is like his Letty's reputation. So then the guy's like, yeah, I'm out. I'm so sorry. I'll leave now. Bye. Which was cute, but yeah, not as effective as I think the lesson was trying to teach it. But by the end of it, Letty is like, okay, you're right. I do want to take care of this bird. I'm going to raise this bird. We do have to go find me a place that accepts, children. And he names him Pip. It's like, oh, that's a short name. But it's Pip is short for Piviolet Pelifia Pi Alpine Pidaricia, which I wrote down. I literally freeze framed the screen so that I could write down the name of that, because it was nonsense and I wanted to try to say it, and I think I said it pretty okay. I got very close to saying it right. I'll say it one more time. Priovelt, Piovelt, Pifia, P Alpine, Piodicia. Lastbrook says that Jeff Gersman announced he's having another child. Well, that's fantastic. I did not. That is great news. Uh, that's some excellent news. I'm gonna go look at that real quick before I then continue to talk about anime. Uh, September. That's fantastic. Um, yeah, no, I'm not going to say that 5 times fast. So yeah, congratulations to Jeff Gersman out there having another kid, making that happen, being a double dad. That rules. Uh, and now maybe you can understand why Jeff has been slowly going through his garage and sorting things. One might think that he maybe is prepping for that, perhaps. I'm gonna congrats, buddy. Double dad. But that rules. I will say, he's gonna put the second baby in the garage. Got it. Yes, he needs more room. Says he's probably giving up the other room for the new kid. Yeah, one would assume that eventually, he's gonna have to make the garage his office, which also would allow him to have not share a wall. Theoretically, he could make the garage into his workspace, which would allow him to be louder, and then allow him hours where he could work. Okay, so we need this. This is all light gray. I gotta find light gray here. We've got to build. We did the thing. We got to build. I don't know what this is that we're putting up here. We got to put a thing here on the roof. So I got to get through all these pieces and find all of the tiny pieces that I need. This here. So yeah, the garage office was stated plan for this whole project. Yes, but one would assume that doing that was because he knew, oh hey, I got another baby on the way. I got to move into the garage. That probably pushed the plans forward a little bit. One would assume. All right. So I need the square thing here. I need that, and then I need a light gray. I might not have that piece. All right, I've got most of the pieces I need here, but I need a circle, a gray circle, and I don't see any of those. So, all right, I gotta look in this. I gotta look in my bags here and find the piece that I am currently missing. But that's one more piece, and then we'll get back to me talking about anime and going through all this. He'd have to clean it up if they're going to move anyway. Yes. But I imagine him talking about trying to find another house is going to become a lot less talk. Yeah, that's also possible. At the end of the day, we can only make certain assumptions here. We don't want to go too far into making assumptions on what the man's going to do with his life because, it is a parasocial relationship for many things. My friendship with Jeff is also a lot related to performance and being places and being at things. I'm very happy for him, but I also don't want to make assumptions about what his current situation is and what his life is going to be. All right, so let me see if I can find a regular gray. Do I have any? Yes, I have regular grays. This is what I needed. I got the wrong piece out. I need this piece. But yeah, good for him. Congratulations to the Gersmans. One little thing I will say was that this was a while back. Jeff was like the last 2019 PAX East show. Jeff was like, hey, we got to do a thing. I got to make sure I drop the belt because I won't be at PAX West because I'm going to have a baby. And it was like one of those things where I was just like so happy that, one, I was very happy for Jeff, but also I was like, Oh, whoa, cool. Thanks for. I was like, hey, thanks for letting me know so I can plan around it. Like that was just like a, oh, thank God. Oh, thank you for telling me. We ended up not doing an event there. We just did the thing because then also Aaron didn't want to come out, and Drake wasn't going to go because then later I realized why Drake wasn't going to go was because he was leaving Sony, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it eventually became very clear that Jeff was the first of people that weren't going to be at that PAX, which is why that PAX East we didn't, or PAX West we didn't do anything. We are now done with this top half here. We are now complete up for now anyway. So we got the front. Oops, I dropped the potted plant on the back here. We have the front of the house, or the back of the house here. We've got the section of the house we can see in on this side. And now we are going to start on, we're finally going to start on the upside down. And then we've got making the flip. For this model, we represented the upside down as an actual upside down, darker version of the real world. From the beginning, we wanted the model to be able to flip from one world to the other. That was a challenge, as Lego bricks are best for normal stacking. We made a lot of loops of the designs in the house and trees, so the model is not only stable in play, but also really fun to build. And I will agree, it has so far been very fun to build. But yeah, you can take it like this and you flip it, and it shows that in a photo. There, the flip, which is neat. That is attention to detail that is really cool. And then you can see the upside down is similar, but with a lot more vines and shit. But yeah, now we're getting into bag 6, the upside down. And basically we're going to build this again, but different. Again, which is odd, but cool. And I'm going to tell you about another anime. Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor. Is this based on a mobile game that I have not played? You bet your ass it is. Do I literally know anything about this mobile game? No. I assume that it is a free-to-play gacha game with all these heroes and you unlock other heroes or whatever. I mean, or it could be a turn-based RPG, but I don't know. You think they call our world the downside up? No, I'm sure they call ours the upside down. That's some nice art for the book. Yeah, these books are great. They just have a few pages of like extra info that I think is really cool. Like classified and getting to know Stranger Things. Like, hey, how many of these books have you ever had information from the Lego creator for the model talk? Because, hey, here's information from Lego designer Justin Ramsden explains what it's like to the Lego creator for Stranger Things model. And says, as a huge fan of Stranger Things, I was upside down with excitement. That's awful. But good. When I was asked to develop this model, working closely with Netflix, rewatching the show multiple times, and using plans from the show as a reference, we chose to recreate Baer's house since it was such a focal point in the series. Like, how many books for, like, instruction books for Lego mentioned the person that did the design work or was the lead on it? That's awesome. This is fucking cool as hell. Oh, I'm just really, really impressed with that. Reminds me of the book that comes with the G40. Yes, that is. I've seen that book. I haven't built the kit, but I have seen that book, and that is an impressive feat. It reminds me a bit of the book for the cup noodle kit, which is one of the best instruction books I've ever seen, because it is clearly a labor of love, and I really appreciate that. All right, so Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor is an anime that I don't love. It is very kind of just trite. There was literally a thing here where I was like, oh, cool, they're finally going to do some world building. Like it was the end of last episode, Nemo, the main character, who is a little bit of a blank slate, he shows up to the library to talk to the librarian who knows all about the heroes. And he's like, hey, I'm finally ready. My hero doesn't really communicate with me. I'd like to know more about my hero. Can you help? And that's the cliffhanger. And you're like, cool. We're going to get an info dump. We're going to like learn about this world and like what's going on here. And there is no info in this info dump. This info dump is info. There is no info dump. Instead, they're like, she's like, yeah, there's no record of your hero. We don't know what's going on. Now, is that her lying? Is that were the records erased at some point? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know what's going on with this shit. I just know that I would have liked more info. Um, this episode, we got to see Claire, who I really like. Claire is like a support character that I just think is fun. Also because she like has a huge crush on the elf guy, and that is like one of her main things. And I think that is just fun to just like hit that again because she's like, "Hey, let me help you with this. Let me help you with your research." Hey, has Garrick ever asked about me? And he's like, no. It's like, ah, that's what makes him so cute. Which I think is just a fun little character game. The big thing about this is the big story is, hey, everybody, look out because there's a vampire in our midst, and vampires aren't necessarily monsters. They are a race similar to elves and cat people and other creatures, except that obviously they look like humans and they can bite people and turn other people into vampires. So there's a lot of fear of them. And so somebody is biting members of the disciplinary committee, and it's happening, and nobody quite knows why. So our dude Nemo's like, let me help investigate because you need more people. And we get introduced to a new character, and her name is what the fuck, Mina. And she's like happy to help her out, and like has feelings for the head of the disciplinary committee, who is that character is named Shirley, who is the stern girl, who maybe is investigating Nemo like past and is a little worried about him. And like this girl, look, I've watched a lot of anime in my life. I've watched a lot of procedural television in my life. I know when a character has been introduced to be the villain. As soon as this girl was introduced, I was like, oh, we're going to make it look like Shirley is the vampire, but Shirley isn't the vampire. The vampire is Mina. Like, 100% that is what's happening here. Now, the twist is Shirley is a vampire. Shirley's secret is that she's a vampire. But she's not the vampire that's biting people. But we're made to think that, and she has a little bit of a fight, and the big good move is that Nemo is like, I want it, like, just because you're a vampire doesn't mean you're the one doing this, which is very nice of him. Progressive of him to be like, hey, that doesn't make you the villain. So, turns out, was it Mina this whole time? Of course it was. Mina was the villain. And she's working with the evil people. And she's been turned partially a monster. And it takes Shirley and Nemo working together to defeat her. And of course they fucking do. Big thing is Shirley has been biting Ellen, and because last episode they had this thing where it looked like they were teasing that they were in a relationship, and they might also be in a relationship. That's totally possible that they might be in a relationship. Besides the fact that she is her blood supply. Anyway, one of the only cool things I like about this, so Nemo has a harpoon arm as a weapon. Like, he's got this like harpoon gun coming out of his arm that he can shoot, which is cool. It looks cool. Well, he upgraded it, and now he can turn it into a giant cannon that even has like a tripod on the front of it to stabilize. So now his harpoon arm can be a gun arm, and that shit is cool. The fact that he has a harpoon gun, and he can like move around the space like a grappling hook, and he can shoot it at people and tie them off and drag them around. Like, that shit is just fucking cool. Like, I don't know what to tell you. shit is neat. But it also, this anime is so by the books and kind of trite and not as fun as I would like it to be. And I wish it was. I wish this anime was way fucking cooler. It is not. If it was on a Wednesday, I would not be watching it because I have a lot of shows to watch on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Or if it was on a Friday, forget it. I wouldn't even made it through the first episode. I would have been like, no. But it comes out on a Sunday, so I am giving it a little bit of time because I have time on Sunday and Monday because I only have 3 shows to talk about. So I'll talk about other shows. One of those shows the other show I want to talk about, Let's Make a Mug 2. This is supposedly this is a show about, this show is paid for by a certain region in Japan that would like to advertise how awesome its pottery is. It's a city known for pottery. And it does that. But this episode had almost nothing to do with pottery. Basically, the gist of this episode was our main girl, Himeno, is real bummed out about the fact that she's like kind of hitting a roadblock with her and kind of like not super thrilled with the pottery. And kind of as a distraction and kind of cheer her up, they go and follow, like on a Saturday, they see their teacher out and they go follow her. They follow her other places and it all looks beautiful. Past train stations and a shrine, through a forest, over a mountain road. And then eventually, like, the teacher, like, notices that she's being followed. And then that's when there's a heartfelt story or heartfelt, like, explanation of how Himeno is feeling. And she gets encouragement. And then her teacher's like, no, this wasn't like an outing with my boyfriend or anything, whatever you were thinking about. This was, I want to come here with a childhood friend and see fireflies that we used to see as children. And so the girls get to go see some fireflies. And it's like a cute episode. It's a 14-minute episode. As I said, there was no crafting, or no, not crafting, there was no ceramic work or pottery work. And that's weird for a show about pottery. You would have thought that I would have thought, I don't know you, but I would have thought they would have done some pottery in this episode, and they fucking didn't. So that was weird. But the live action portion, which is its own separate little episode that go up, this companion piece, you don't normally get those in. We don't normally get those. You get those in Japan. These like accompaniment shows that are like the voice actors doing stuff. That's part of the fact that this is a promotional for Tajima City. And all of that, like, it's clearly paid for that. So this is voice actors, just like the 4 voice actors, just like having a good time doing stuff promoting the city. And this looked cool. They went to a mosaic tile museum that is like this cool big building that's supposed to be, it's supposed to look like a clay mound, and it's fucking impressive. It is like very fucking cool. So they go to this, they go visit this tile museum and they hang out there and they see a bunch of tile stuff. Then they go to a candy store that's nearby that like has a deal with the they have a promotional deal with the museum, and you can get candy that's in the shape of tiles that look kind of like tiles. And they're different kinds of candy, and they all looked really good. And the girls, like these women, talked about their childhoods because they play, children in this anime. And it was just very cute and fun and light, and like I sometimes look forward to it. Last episode, like if you don't watch any of Let's Make a Mug 2, if you don't see any of this show, I highly recommend you go and watch episode 4.1, which is live action, where they like meet actual high school girls that are in a pottery club, because this one girl makes some really wild ass shit, like really weird, cool stuff, like non-traditional stuff that it was just like awesome. It was fucking really cool. So I highly recommend that part of the episode. And then next week they're going to go and look at some other stuff. And that's the anime I wanted to talk about here, and we're going to keep, the stream going. Again, I've had like 11% of my frames have dropped. That is a lot of drop frames, so I apologize for all them drop frames. That is rude dude of me. Um, so let's get back into this. And as I say that, we get more connection issues. Hopefully on Wednesday we won't have anything. I'll test as we go, but hopefully we won't have any storms for that. So there won't be continued issues. But we got some time left on this stream, so we can hang out here for a little bit. But yeah, I think Let's Make a Mug 2 is light enough that it's like totally worth recommending. It's not too heavy. It's kind of fun. The first episode does feel a little heavy and ends up not being it. Oh, and we did drop below 50 with our subscribers because some gifted subs have expired. So we do need to put that there. And then I just have to properties, change that. We are down to 44, which is okay. But we were 44 of 50 and that's fine. But that's where we're at because some gifted subs expired, which I knew was coming. But yeah, that's where we're at there. No big pressure on that, but I'm going to keep on it. Would like to hit, would like to hit 50 again. If we don't, that's okay. It happens if we, but I would like to. What did I do wrong here? Okay, so we got to do that. I got to put another one there. One of these goes underneath. That's what we got to do. But yeah, it's still a cute show. So Let's Make a Mug 2. I would still say it is fun if you want to watch it. The other shows, Dragon Ghost House Hunting. I understand like it needs to be more than just let's look at another house. Like I understand that it wants to be more than just that. I am just surprised that it is much more of like this dragon getting life lessons. That was a surprise. I still think it's fine. It's just not necessarily exactly what I was expecting it to be. And then yeah, it feels a little bit like last season's Heaven's Design Team, where like it's fine. You could skip episodes and be totally okay. Although there's a little bit more character development in this one. But yeah, I still think you could totally skip episodes and be like, yep, that's fine. All right, we're going to build the floor here. This is very similar to the last build, complete with this one little piece that you're never going to see. So they've used a bright color. The secret, just the only we know. Which you can't, yeah, like you said, it's right here on this side. I don't know, I like that. I still like that. I still think that's neat. What fell out? Oh, the pot, or a lamp fell out. There's a lamp that goes in this room here. I do think that's cool that you can, that it's like on both sides it's hidden. And they made sure to use the same exact color for that. I think that's neat. All right, we're going to put a couple little black ones here. What are y'all watching? Anybody watching anything fun on the internet? Anything, but got any things that are like, oh yeah, this is what I'm checking out. This is kind of our, a chance to talk about that stuff. I will say this. If you have watched Invincible, I'm glad you're getting more episodes of it. I have not watched it. I am not interested in, I am adult comics, that get turned into adult, shows like that. Sure. Like I'm not opposed to that. That's not what I'm saying here. That's not what I'm opposed to. Ooh, I missed a piece. Did I miss a piece? Yeah, I missed a piece. I did, yeah. I just don't like. I'm not interested in stories about like evil Superman, like an evil like you're equivalent to Superman, but he's evil. Like to me, like Majestic, never was interested in Majestic. I was kind of interested in when Superman met Majestic, but yeah, the context of Apollo and Midnighter being Batman, like equivalents of Batman and Superman, but they were in love with each other. Yeah, like when the Authority came out, that was kind of interesting, but that became less interesting as that became that. Are there more evil Superman than good Superman? So the T, there are certainly equivalents to Superman. Like, in many ways, the original Captain Marvel is a Superman. Um, in many ways, Shazam is Superman with magic. Uh, there are Captain Atom is Superman, but a guy that was raised to be a military person. Like, there are other good Supermen, but there are plenty of obviously takes on evil Superman. Yeah, I've always heard the book's ultraviolence and ending the teams into fascism, so I'm waiting to see ending that leads to fascism. So I'm waiting to see how much the show changes that. There are a ton of Supermen. Yes, so and there's plenty of like you know Red Sun. There are other worlds. There's the thing where the villains and heroes are swapped in that world where Batman kills people and is an actual vampire and Superman is Ultraman. Like that's none of that stuff is new and to me isn't that interesting. Now, if you're telling me uh the thing is that while it is evil Superman, it's also what if Goku hadn't like bonked his head and had his memory erased and remembered that he was sent to Earth to conquer it for the Saiyans? Like that's kind of interesting. The idea of evil Goku. Also, it has been portrayed to be the Invincibles is it's not like Superman and his son Superman. It is what if Superman had a baby who acted like Peter Parker. He doesn't have the powers of Spider-Man, but like Invincible, the character Invincible is kind of like he's not really Superboy, he's more like Peter Parker-ish. And I'm like, that's interesting. I don't dislike that. And it totally could be an interesting story. Like I said, I have engaged with these stories in the past. It's just that to me that's not and I know that the animated this cartoon version they've changed the timelines around, they've changed some of the stories around a bit, they've kind of made characters they made sure that characters like weren't actually together that would be very illegal um, by having a character who was definitely underage who was sleeping with somebody who they have definitely not aged up at all. They have made that not part of the story. Like there are some changes to the story. They like shift some stuff around. Obviously, part of that is because there are people that would go and start reading the comics and be spoiled, but also because in hindsight you can change how the story was told with more information. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if they've like how far they get with the story, what they choose to tone down, what they choose not to tone down, um, where they decide to go with these things. Like yeah, there's like and they've tried to like figure out like Savage Dragon was in some issues of this. Like it was part of a world, so there were other characters to get involved in. Like what characters will show up in this? Like what characters will they have to invent? Like that's kind of interesting to think about. But at the end of the day, I also just kind of don't care or don't want to watch that because I don't need it. Like, hey, am I happy for Jason Mantzoukas that Jason Mantzoukas gets to be just a trash human of a character? Sure. Jason gets to be Rexplode. Great casting. Very fun. Good for him. But like, and like, I'm not like begrudging people who are like psyched about it and enjoyed it. I'm not saying like they're wrong. They shouldn't be excited about it. But like, I'm just not. Like those kinds of stories just don't do anything for me. Like those are my least favorite. Like, oh, we're going into we're going into an alternate reality where like this thing and like oh we got our amalgams of these characters and I'm just like oh okay, sure. Like to me, the more interesting thing about Invincibles is the good version of Vandal Savage. They like because that's what Immortal is. The character Immortal is like, he's a guy that like touched a meteorite eons ago, and because he has a strong sense of justice, he has continued to be like a knight, and he is, definitely was like around, and he's lived so long that he has forgotten so much of his previous life, and those memories are gone. Like that to me is like so much more interesting. Like that is a really cool idea. Uh, and also that like you shoot him, you stab him, he doesn't die. You cut his head off, he does die. You put his head back on, he comes back to life. That's just, I don't know, that's fun. I like that. Like Immortal has already died twice in the show. I imagine he will be back again. They will bring him back. I mean, he was back in the comics, if I remember correctly. So I imagine he will be back again in there, because you can bring him back to life. It's not super hard. I think that they will, because they will want to do more with that character. I don't know. Look, like I said, there's some interesting things going on there. I just it's not necessarily what I'm into. So I'm not like chomping at the bit for more of it. But, adultish comics, people getting into some stuff like that, people getting into uh, those things existing and people being excited about it. Like, I say that, but I also love the Harley Quinn cartoon. I think the Harley Quinn cartoon is really great. It's really funny and really inventive and interesting. And like I am more than happy to support that, because I think it's a really fun tale. And I also just love Batman, and it's like Batman in that is so weird and great. Everybody is great in that show. It's just a fantastic program. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that. Uh, Ron Funches as King Shark is an inspired, fantastic choice. It's just such a good choice for King Shark. He plays such a great version of it. So yeah, I really love that cartoon. Excited for more of that. And put that on there. And we need a light there. Just having such connection issues, just terrible connection issues. I apologize, folks, for tonight. Hopefully, I'll definitely do some testing before I start my Wednesday stream. But let me go. That show definitely took some adjusting to. Yeah, it's just a kind of gorish comedy show, but I really like it. It is just a strange piece, but I really do love the Harley Quinn cartoon. All right, let me just check the old weather report. And I need a dark gray here. Let me just check the old 10-day forecast. See how we're doing here. All right. Not much possibilities of rain next couple of days, but looking all right here. Not too high, so hopefully we'll be okay. I won't have any bad storms that will make things. But yeah, basically, I got 100% chance of storms the rest of the night until like midnight. So it's still going to be bad here for another hour, it looks like. So internet will still be kind of chunky and bad. But we'll get a few more steps done here, and then we'll retire for the evening, and we'll go raid, because that's what we do here. We raid streams. We always go and raid some streams, share the love, see what people are up to out there on the internet. Good people out there. Show some love. And oh wait, that goes like that. Then we got to put this goes underneath this there, and I did it wrong. Goes like this. That's what we got to do. And then there's a big black piece here, which is great to do. And again, for Thursday, our next build stream, I will have knolled even more pieces from this. I will go forward because right now I have up to here knolled. I haven't done this yet. And then I will be able to continue. And I'll try to get a lot of the book done. I definitely think we're not going to be done with this on Saturday. I don't think. I think, we got to do all this. It moves faster because I've built this once before. But then we got to do all the big trees that are on the sides there. So this is going to be a project. All right, let me just do. Ooh, I actually have 3 of these here, so I can't do that. So we are going to end here so that I can. Well, let me see if I can find. If I can find the dark gray and find the piece I need, I could do it. Let's see. That. Yep. All right. Yeah, like I said, occasionally I didn't get all the pieces I needed and I have to find it. But all right, I'm going to do this last step here, and then we'll go raid because that is neat to do and nice to be able to go do. All right, so put that there, and then the other 3. Oh, this is something's up. Didn't do one of these right. There we go. Great. Okay. We have now done more than we need to do. We got to put some pieces here. We're just going to fill this out. But we got a lot done, and we have even more to do. So we are going to end the stream for tonight with a raid. So come along for a good time with me, and take you to somebody rad. Thanks much for being here. I appreciate it very much. I hope you had a great time tonight with the stream. Again, apologize for all of the bad connection that we had. Joe Kim is playing some puzzles and chilling. Let's see what that is. Oh, Joe Kim is doing some digital puzzles with apparently some other people, it looks like. We're going to go give Joe Kim some love because Joe rules. And that'll be fun. Yeah, like I said, Joe is just great. So we'll go give Joe some love. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks so much for being here. Come back on Wednesday for Dwarf Romantic. You have a great night. On Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, playing Dwarf Romantic for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. That'll be fun. You can see that game. And I'll be able to play through several of them instead of just like one. So that'll be cool. But thanks for being here tonight. Hope to see you on Wednesday for that and Thursday for model kit building. Talk to you soon. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.